All right, hello math fans. All right, so today what we're going to do is we're going to work on some application problems. You may have heard this called word problems, but word problems I think scare people because they're like, oh my gosh, it's got words. So I like to call it application problems because really that's one of the reasons why you're learning all the math is so you can apply it to something. Okay, so there are a couple of rules that we're going to cover here when we're doing application problems where you don't just get a final answer. These problems are going to be worth a few points each, okay? And so we're going to kind of cover what each, how you're going to get all those different points. Okay, so this is the example worksheet that you guys are going to receive in class. And let's just do the first one here. Okay, exercising. Every week you run for cardiovascular fitness and lift weights for strength training. You spend about a third of your weekly exercise time lifting weights. You exercise 12 hours a week. How much time do you spend lifting weights? Okay, so this is what I want you guys to do. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to look at the question. See, here's the question mark right there. And then with that, you're going to say x is equal to, it says how much time do you spend. So there it is. There's your variable, x equals time. That's worth 1 point, just defining the variable. Pretty easy points, guys. Okay, but if you forget it, you lose that point. All right, so don't forget that. This first problem is not really a lot of math because, you know, how do you want to set it up, right? We're going to get to some better problems here in a second, but for now, this is a pretty mellow problem. It's just x equals is time, and then it says you spend 1/3 of your time lifting weights and you exercise for 12 hours. So x equals 1/3 of 12, right? Okay, so that's not even, you don't have to solve it. All you have to do is multiply those two together, and that's your cross cancel. That's a 1, and that's a 4, and so that gives you 4. Okay, so this is really the second point is writing the equation. The third one is actually solving it. And the fourth point, if you just wrote 4, I'd mark it 1 point off. Because for what? For Schmutskis? For Huhurtkos? What? For what? Okay, so it's going to be 4 hours because we're talking about time. So the answer to this question is 4 hours. Okay? 4 easy points. All right, let's go on to the next one here. Number 2, part-time job. You work at a grocery store part-time. You estimate that you spend 3/5 of your time stocking shelves. You work 20 hours each week. How many hours of your work week do you spend stocking shelves? Same thing as number 1, math fans. Okay, so we're going to say x equals hours stocking shelves. And that's 1 point, and then we're going to say, oh, we spend 3/5 of our time out of our 20 hours stocking shelves. Okay, cross cancel, that's a 1 and a 4, and we get 12. Okay, so we got a couple points there, and then our answer, of course, is 12 hours. Because units are important. Units. Okay, don't forget your units. Okay, that's not really how you spell units, but that's okay. I'm not an English teacher, I'm a math teacher. All right, so number 3. This is where we get into some really good stuff here. Okay, car wash. You're working at a car wash to raise money for charity. By the end of the day, you raise $342. You charge $6 for each car wash. How many cars were washed during the day? Okay, so again, we look at our question. This is how many cars. So x equals number of cars. And if you want to use C, that's okay too. I don't care, you know, but don't use like goofy variables like O and S and L. All right, that's difficult to look at that and understand, is that a number or is that a letter? Okay. Anyway, you charge $6 for each car wash, and you can say that another way, $6 per car wash. So it's, if you see the word per or for each, okay, that's multiplication. That's important. So 6 times x, so 6 times the number of cars you washed, and you raised $342. That's the setup. So here we go. 1 point for that. 1 point for that. We divide by 6 to solve. And you know, now you can use your calculator, so you can type this in your calculator if you want, but you get 57. So that's another point there. And then one more point, of course, is 57 cars. Okay, so 4-point problem. Pretty sweet. Okay, next problem. Camping. You are saving money for a tent that costs $265. You have 2/5 of the money from gifts at your recent birthday party. You will save the rest of the money from your part-time job. how much money will you need to save? And explain how you got the answer, okay, which is just basically showing your work. Okay, so again, how much money will you need to save? So X equals money to save. All right, and this is a little tricky, but what you're doing here is you know your final answer has to be 265, okay, because the final cost is 265. You have 2/5 of that money, so don't you have 2/5 of the $265? And you want to know how much more do you need to save? So, well, there you go, money to save. So 2/5 of $265 plus the amount of money you need to save is going to be your $265. That's the setup for it. All right, that's a little trickier. Okay, but remember when you're doing your homework, math fans, especially with these application problems, you should have these exact notes because the application problems I'm going to give you are very similar to the ones I'm going over right now. Okay, so make sure you have those. Anyway, you multiply that out. So 5 goes into 5 once, 5 goes into 265, 53 times, I believe. And again, you can type that in your calculator, but I believe it is 53. Okay, and so then you're going to multiply that together. 2 times 53 is 106, plus X equals 265. Subtract 106 from both sides, and we get X is equal to 159. Okay, so 1 point for the defined variable, 1 point for setting it up, 1 point for solving it, and of course 1 point for putting your units in there. So $159 need to save $159. Okay? Not too bad. All right, let's try another one here. Okay, number 5. Your school band needs to buy new recording equipment. The equipment will cost $3,000. The band has collected $1,200 in previous fundraisers. If the band sells sandwiches at $5 each, so remember, $5 per sandwich. Ooh, sounds like multiplication to me. How many sandwiches will they need to sell to raise the remaining funds? So again, X equals number of sandwiches. All right, this is kind of similar to the last one. You already collected $1,200. In fact, this is a little bit easier. It's not saying you collected 2/5 of it. It's saying you collected $1,200. Okay, and you need to sell sandwiches at $5 each. Okay, so 5 times the number of sandwiches, and that's going to equal $3,000. All right, subtract 1,200 from both sides. Again, I want to see work here, math fans. So 5x is equal to 1,800. Divide by 5. So x comes out to be 360. Okay, and of course you're going to tell me 360 sandwiches. Those are your units. Okay, not bad. Okay, number 6. Yoga class A Fitness Center offers a yoga class for $10 per class and sells yoga mats for $19.95. A person paid a total of $139.95 to the fitness center for yoga classes and a mat. Find the number of yoga classes the person took. Okay, so this, first of all, the $19.95 right here, that's a fixed cost. That's what we call a fixed cost because you're paying one price for the mat. You're not buying the mat every time you go there, so it's fixed. And this this 10 is a variable cost. It's a variable because it's $10 per class. Oh, ho, ho, there's that word per again. Okay, so I know that it's going to be $10 per class, so it's going to be 10x. All right, so the first thing I want to do is find the number of yoga classes. So x equals the number of yoga classes. All right, so I have to pay $19.95 for the mat plus $10 per yoga class, and the total bill is $139.95. That's it. So we're going to subtract $19.95, and we get 10x is equal to $120. And then we divide by 10. So x comes out to be 12. Okay, so the answer is 12 classes. Not bad, right? Sweet. Okay, another one here. You're working on a banner for Friday's pep rally. The length of the banner is 4 times the width. All right, so here we got, this is actually kind of 2 variables here. Length is 4 times the width. So the word is means equals, and times, of course, is multiplication. So length is 4W. Okay, so length is length, or L is length, and W is width. All right, so this is the equation. I'm telling you the length is 12 feet. We already have an equation, so let's just plug it in. It's 12 equals 4W. That's pretty sweet. What's the width? Well, just divide by 4. That's pretty nice. W equals 3. So you're going to tell me the width equals 3 feet. Okay? Gives you all your points. Nice, nice poster, by the way. Go Cougars. All right, last one. Number 8. You purchased 8 copies of a poster and paid $78. How much did each poster cost? That's pretty easy. Again, define your variables. X equals how much did each poster cost. So cost of a poster. So we're going to say 8 times X is equal to 78. Remember, this last amount right here is always it's not always, but most of the time, it's always the bigger number. Okay, because you're setting that equal to how much is the total bill. All right, and so we're going to divide by 8. And I know you could reduce it and you could get a fraction here, but you need to understand a fraction is great for most cases, but if you're talking about money, you never say, $10 and 3/8 of a dollar, right? You never say that. You always say $10.27 or $10.83. You don't say $10.83 over 100 cents, right? So money is always a decimal. So just put in your calculator. 78 divided by 8 is 9.75. Okay, so you're going to say $9.75 is the cost. Okay, those are the applications. Have the sheet handy when you're doing your homework, and you'll be good to go. All right, math fans, have a nice day. Adios. Goodbye.